One of my favorite things to do in the holiday season is to knit by the Christmas tree. And I have this really weird obsession that I need to be right by the Christmas tree. I also have a weird thing right now that I have 6 WIPs on the needles, which is very weird for me. I rarely have that many. So I thought it would be fun if we knit 1 round on each of them and see how long it takes. Hello and welcome back to the Knit Life Oils YouTube channel, and today we are going to do some knitting by the Christmas tree. And I thought, since I have the rare occasion of having so many WIPs on the needles, I recounted and I think it's 5 that have substantial progress on them. The other one is just a cast on, so I'm not really sure that that counts. So I'm going to knit 1 round on each of them with you and see how long it takes. So this is the first one. This is my Drawn Together Cowl by Shannelland Designs, and this started with a like double edge. It's a provisional cast on, and then it fold over edge. That's what it's called. You graph them together so that it leaves a hole for the drawstring that goes on the top of this one. So right now I am working on the body of the cowl, so I'm just doing lots of knits and purls to form those nice little ridges. One of the things I really like about all of my projects right now is they are pretty much just straight knit. With this one has a couple purls, but mostly it's just all doing the same thing, and that's perfect for this time of year. It's just lots and lots of plain knitting in different variations in different yarn. I have infinity markers on here from Twice Your Cheap. I love infinity markers because they have a upside down teardrop shape, so your needle can slip into the bottom of it and they just glide from one needle to the other, and it just makes it really easy to move stitch markers from one needle to the next. Okay, I'm almost half done with this round. So this yarn is from Treehouse Knits, and I am holding it double because this is a DK weight pattern, and I have a problem because I can only buy fingering weight yarn. It's a thing. And this is for the Hanukkah make-along that my friend Beth is hosting. And I got this yarn from Treehouse at Flock this year, and I have never knit with Treehouse Knits yarn before. It's usually a little bit darker than the colors that I tend to gravitate towards. But my friend Beth was talking to the yarn dyer, and so I kind of walked around the booth and took a look, and I found this white speckly yarn, and I thought that that might be fun. So I decided to get it, and when I saw this pattern was part of Make Along, I just thought that they would go really well together. And so since I have never knit with Treehouse yarn before, I did not know how squishy it would be. It is so squishy, and I had one of my other friends feel it, and she's like, wow, that is very squishy. And so I just love it. I've been loving it so far, and I think it is going to make the squishiest cowl, and that will be really fun to wear. I think I'm going to use an orange variegated mini for the drawstring. We'll see if I end up liking that. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I'm thinking, but we'll see how it goes when we get to that. So just a couple more stitches and we will be done with one round on my drawn together cowl. And done. Okay, so that is my drawn together cowl. Next project. Okay, so this is a new project that I just cast on. I went on a walk with my mom the other day, and she was telling me how much she liked these convertible mitts that my sister has that she borrowed the other day and she really liked. We have been making, and by we I mean me, fingerless gloves for a really long time. My mom and my sister love to wear them, but my mom was thinking it would be cool to have the mitten top also so that she could wear the, is this a slip stitch round or not? Nope, it's not. So that she could put the top up when she was walking around the block or going out to the mailbox or driving or things like that. And then when she needed to use her phone, she could flip the mitten top back down. So I found a pattern. So these are the Tinsel mitts by Andrea Mowry. And they have a little slip stitch that runs up the middle, but otherwise they are mostly just plain knitting. And you make the fingerless part and then pick up stitches to make the convertible mitten top. I cast these on over the weekend when I was feeling very tired and stuck on my cardigan, and I made half of a mitten in like an hour and a half. So it was super fast and super easy. This is DK weight yarn from Mountain Colors that I've had in my stash for a long time. Came from a friend. And, okay, done with one round. That was super fast. See, they're super fast. Okay, here, let me show them to you. So these are the Tinsel mitts. I think these are going to be super cool for my mom. I, in my overly ambitious brain, think that I can get them done by Christmas, which is less than a week away. And not real sure how that one's gonna go. So, okay, this is the next project. This, it doesn't really look like very much. It's just pink yarn. And this is the tree skirt for my pink Christmas tree. And I looked long and hard for a pink tree skirt pattern for fingering weight yarn that was knitted, and it was not very easy to find one because most people are not crazy like me and want to make a tree skirt out of fingering weight yarn, but you know. So I am using the Anthology throw by Helen Stewart, and I started with an I-cord cast on a few rows into the pattern, just enough that I could get it over the base of the tree, and then I can put the rest of the tree over that. And then I don't have to have like a button row or anything like that. It will just go over the top of the tree instead of the tree skirt having to open or Velcro or do anything like that. And then I can just knit the pattern as is because it is a circular blanket. So it is the shape that I needed anyway. And so I think that that is working out really well so far. Equally, I was super ambitious and thought that this could be done for this Christmas. Clearly, that's not gonna happen, but I can probably finish this up in the next couple of months, and then I will have this for next Christmas season to go on my pink tree that I got this year. And I think that that will be really cool. And it is the pink knitting tree. Currently, my cowls are living under my tree as the tree skirt, which are also really fun and cute, but they are a placeholder waiting for this. But they'll probably be there this whole season. And I'm torn a little bit if I should keep the Christmas tree up until I finish the tree skirt for it so that I can put it on and not have to wait for like a whole year to see the tree skirt on the tree. But that means that my Christmas tree might be up till like March. So we'll have to see how that goes. one more stitch and we are done with one row on the tree skirt. You can see there's some little holes in here. It's part of the pattern. Okay, 3 projects down. Next one. So this is the yarn I'm using, and it is a gradient. It goes from this really pretty teal to white to this peach color in the middle. And it is from Pearly Shell Fiber Arts, which is a yarn shop that's like 2 hours from me. But so I did not mean to cast on this project. This was kind of an accidental cast on. I was looking for different yarn for my mom's Musselburgh, and I found this yarn, and I thought it would be a great Musselburgh yarn for my sister because these are some of the colors that she likes. And I really wanted something that I could see all of the gradients. So it had to be kind of a longer project that you could wait for it all to change. It's like 330 yards. But then when I went to cast on, I was looking at the ball band and it doesn't really have a yarn weight on it. And so that was kind of weird. And it's pretty thin, but I tend to automatically assume that everything is fingering weight. But so I cast on, and at first it was too small, like way too small. So that tells me that the yarn is pretty thin. It's either a light fingering or possibly a heavy lace weight. So I had to go back and add some more increases. So there are lots of stitches on this Musselburgh, and because of that, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get a full double Musselburgh out of this. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to knit as far as I can get. I'm hoping that I can get like 9 inches out of it and have like 8 grams of yarn left for the brim, and then I'll just do a ribbed brim on it and call it good. But I think that that will use up the gradient nicely, and we will get a Musselburgh for my sister. However, this takes longer per round because there are so many extra stitches. I am almost halfway though, and then we'll do the magic loop turn and go back the other way. Okay. Someone asked me the other day how many Musselburgh hats I've made, and I think I've probably made like 6 or 7. I really like that at the beginning it's kind of complicated to get it cast on, and then you just do some increases, and then it's just plain knitting for forever, and then you just do the reverse of the little bit of complication at the beginning. So it's been really great for me to take this pattern with me when I'm like on yarn crawls or when we go to events like big fiber festivals. Those take your brain. And so if you can find a project that's really easy to bring with you, like a Musselburgh, that all you have to do is knit round and round, and it's very easy to move so you can keep getting up and down, then it is helpful to have a project like that so that you still get to knit in between all of the brain work of processing what's going on around you. So, okay, we're 3/4 of the way done with the round. We just have the last quadrant over here to finish, and then we will be done with one round on this Musselburgh as well. I really like these colors though. This teal is turning out really pretty, and I like the way that it's starting to get lighter, so it's going to fade into the white, which I can start to see on the ball as well. And that means I am getting close to the color change. So 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so this is the top of the Musselburgh. Musselburgh start at the top of the hat and go down. And this is the yarn that you can already start to see the white. Okay, so that's the 4th project. The 5th project is my Broookgreen Cardi. So we're going to do this one a little bit differently because I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me knit an entire row on this because it's really long right now. But I'll show it to you first. So I finished the body of my Broookgreen Cardi. This is for my sister for Christmas. This is the front, but the collar is currently on needles, so it looks a little funny. But the bottom has this garter stitch for about 4 inches or so, and the rest is just all a stockinette body. But currently I have about 500 stitches on the needles because all of the front edges are picked up so that I can do the collar or the neckband or the button band without buttons, essentially. This is by far going to be the one that takes the longest to make a row, but it has been hard on my hands lately. So I've kind of been going a little bit slower on this, especially the bottom garter section. So after you finish the stockinette body, you switch to smaller needles. And I was on 5s before, and these are 3s. And immediately it slowed my progress. Like, it took so much more time to knit those smaller rows than it did to knit the rest of the body. And so it's been a lot slower, but I finally got the bottom of the body done, and now I just have to do this same garter edge on the collar all the way around. But, oh, I did want to tell you that one of my tricks, so when you have this much of a cardigan done, it starts to get really heavy. And so if you notice, I'm holding this project even lower than I was the other ones. So that's because when it gets heavy on your hands, if you bring your hands closer to your body, then it's easier on your wrists and your arms because the weight of the project is not pulling on them as much. So the closer you can keep your hands to your body when you are working on heavier projects that are towards the end, the easier your wrists and hands will be able to move things and keep moving forward. So, okay, I am going to speed this up a little bit. I will give you the real time, but I'm also going to speed it up so you don't have to sit here for 15 minutes and make me watch me finish a row. So we finished one whole row of the collar of my Broookgreen Cardi. I am super hopeful that this fits my sister. I took measurements on her before I did it, and I tried to make a couple sizes too big for her because she just turned 13 and has been growing pretty fast, and so I wanted to fit her for more than a little while. So I'm thinking that that will go really well if I can get it finished for Christmas. I mean, I only have like 14 more rows of garter that take forever and 2 sleeves. Like, what could go wrong? It will be totally fine. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that comparison of all the projects. That was actually really fun to get to knit one row or round on each project and see how long they took. Some of them were really fast and some of them were really not. That's really interesting. So I hope you are having a great December. I cannot believe we are more than halfway through the month, and enjoy your holiday season, and I will chat to you soon.